Morning class, Professor Kev here. Today's business networking tip is called, but what can you do? So I like to run, I like to lift weights, going through kind of a tough period. My body's just not behaving. My back's bothering me a little bit, my legs bothering me. So for like a week or so, I was like, my leg hurts today. I can't run. My back still hurts. I can't lift. And I didn't do anything. Then I'm like, well, my weight's going up. Mental health isn't going so good. What can you do? That's what I ask myself. What can you do? Lifting, there's certain exercises that bother my back. How about we just don't do those? Do some other ones. Kind of obvious, right? Can't really run. It's getting a little bit better. I can walk though, right? Not quite the same, but throw my earbuds in, listen to a couple podcasts, go out and get a walk in. There's always something you can do. And that's the tip today. There's always something you can do. I have students, when I talk about getting involved on campus, like, Kev, I really can't. I go to class and I have to work. Okay. What can you do? Can that work with me? Can that work with your classmates? Can that work online? There's other ways to network. I have students like, oh, I'm not so good at calculus. Neither was I. There's tutoring for that. And I say first day of class, look, if you get into calculus, economics, whatever the class is, and thinking back to high school, you weren't very good at algebra, calculus, pre-calc, get tutoring right away. Why are we waiting until we fail the first exam? Now it's very challenging to get caught up. If you know that's your weakness. But I hear with students, my friends, I can't. Okay, that's a legitimate reason. You have to work. So you can't do that way. There's always other ways to do it, though. And that's what we're trying to stress here today is instead of saying, I can't, well, what can you do? And sometimes, it may not be as great. Like I like running, just helps me. When I can't, I have to walk. Takes a little bit long, obviously, but instead of doing nothing, it's something. Then some days I wake up, body's feeling okay, go on and run that day. But instead of saying I won't do anything, what can you do? That's what we're trying to get people to see. And I know I'm guilty of this. Well, I can't do that for whatever reason. Is there a way around it? Is there something you can do? And I'm guilty of this. This summer, I'll be teaching a class I haven't taught in a while, and I'll be starting to put it together and now. And I always get so like, I want to put it together like today. Instead of going, you got like 2 months. How about we do one step every day? What I found by breaking it down is there's some days I do a step and a half because I have extra time. It's going well. And other days, maybe I do half a step, but I'm always going forward. Every day I'm doing something. It might be very, very minor, but there's very rarely is a day I don't do anything unless I decide to just take a day to myself, which I do from time to time. But that's the second piece here. It's easy to get overwhelmed. But I got this big thing to do. Okay, what's the one thing you can do right now to chip away? And you'd be surprised, sometimes I just chip on something and it's just flowing well that day. And I'm like, wow, I got a big piece done today. Other days I chip on it. I'm like, oh my God, I ain't cracking anything on this today. That's okay. I get one minor piece done, walk away from it. So when you hear yourself say, I can't do this, ask yourself, why not? Is there something different I can do? And again, I've been guilty of this for a long time. When it came to networking, I'm very shy. Going to events sometimes is challenging for me. You see that like when you do videos all day, you teach all day. Yeah, that's all true. I do all that, but it takes effort. When I first taught myself to go out and network, I just went to talk to three people. Hey, I was here. I shook hands. I met a couple people. I have new contacts now. And I just got up and walked away. I'm like, hey, I accomplished a goal. Then I just kept increasing the goal until I learned how to do it. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do is what can you do today? When it comes to attending events on campus, can you get a buddy to go with you? Get a wing person or whatever expression you want to use. I know I do that for my friends. They'll be like, hey, can we go to this event together? Can you be my wing person? Well, I'm just there to, meet people, introduce them to them. That's all. I'm just that middleman. Do that approach. You can always network with your classmates and your professor. All right, so I think we got this one today. Again, instead of saying I can't, ask yourself, is there another way you can do this? And you may be surprised instead of just always focusing on what you can't do, but what can you do? Once you have that change in mindset, you're gonna be surprised by how it does change your viewpoint and things. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a truly dazzling day.